Artsy Knitter. Her hair is like totally tickling me, but I have to like try not to let it overshadow the whole screen. I'm like, if I hold it over there, she's like, stop, Mom. Okay. Yeah, you're tickling me. Anyway, back to focus. Welcome to the Artsy Knitter. This is episode 19. I am your host, Tru, the Artsy Knitter, and this is my co-host, guest star, occasional superstar on the show, Yuki Baby, also known as Little One. We don't know about the audio on Nana's computer, so we want to project our voices and so forth. Sorry, not yell. I'm like fixing my top. So sorry, because I was just like, new harness and bra. Anyway, sorry. Okay, focus. I know, I'm distracted. I'm on vacation. I'm on R&R. What? She's like, don't spaz me. Okay. I'm also known as the Artsy Knitter on Ravelry and on Instagram and what else? The Facebook is called the Artsy Knitter Podcast, so go ahead on to Facebook and join us there. The iTunes and the Ravelry group is also known as the Artsy Knitter Podcast. Leave us a review on iTunes if you get a chance. That would be very, very, very lovely. I'm still trying to figure out how to view the stuff. Yeah, the reviews.
The stuff?
Yeah, I don't know how to view them. Anyway, I'm gonna Google it, so don't worry. So let's get right into the ramblings of the show. Okay, this episode is called For All the Tiny Babies, and you will know why, because majority of the show is going to be talking about my pattern that I designed or revamped, revised, revitalized, and very old vintage style. I was told it was done in a very vintage style. Pattern that I got from the hospital. My friend got from the hospital. I redid it. So I'll give you the whole story behind that. But what are some of our shenanigans?
Vacation.
Besides the vacation, what about you? What's from your end? I'm going to get the pictures right now.
So, my birthday.
Happened?
Yes.
When?
No, my birthday was March, but the party was in
April, I want to say?
Yeah.
Okay, so here is one crazy pic. Ooh, can we see? Sorry. Jeez. It's like frightening me every time she touches me with her hair. I don't know why I put her hair like, oh no, we're not going to be able to show things on the show today. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's how we're going to do it. Look at that. That was one of her pics. Let's see. I have no idea why it's like freaking me out.
There you go.
It's not. See her birthday cake? Looky. So that was one shenanigans we had. What else? Why are we here?
We are here to show our show.
No, here.
Oh, well, to see Nana.
Yeah, and it's going to be Nana's
60th birthday.
If she was here, she would be doing the dance with us, but she's not. She's camera shy. Oh, big one. Originally I should have been on here saying, number one shenanigans, I've got new hair, I'm growing it out. I was like, no, don't touch the top of it, it's all weird and stuff. Hey, I'm gonna do it. So I was growing it out, and it got down to like a bob, but it was just not lying flat. It was giving me like stress, like I had to get up in the morning and like redo it, refresh it, stuff. I have an incredibly busy life between doing this show, which, as you know, I barely get a chance to podcast anymore. I'm trying the best I can. It will be like this until I get a new laptop, so hence I'm using my Nana's laptop. And between that and then raising this 10-year-old, and oh yeah, she's 10 now because she had a birthday. And what was your, wait, sorry, stick a pin. What was your birthday party?
My birthday party was a cooking party, and we made Mexican food.
Yeah, what quesadillas?
We made them and ate them except for one girl.
Yeah, she was kind of finicky.
She didn't eat. She made it, but she didn't eat it.
Hey, as long as you participated. They had a blast. It's a really great idea. It's done through the Rogers Cooking School, something like that. Anyway, take the pin back out. So I was growing out my hair, including this part, and then I get here. I'd say not yesterday, the day before. And my mom was like, what is going on here? What is going on above your neck?
Nana, how dare you?
She's not happy.
You ruined her.
Okay, she's so not happy. Nana was like, every 5 minutes. So you know I have clippers, right? Like I have clippers upstairs because my mother's hair is shaved. For those of you who are not on Instagram, I'm going to cheat and show you a picture of her real quick. That was a picture of my mom. You got to see what she looks like. So she basically got a hold of me and shaved my head. I couldn't hold out anymore, guys. I started from last year fall, like November. And it is now, what, June?
Yeah.
July. It's July 2nd. I had to shave it. I couldn't do it anymore. It's just not growing fast enough. It's not doing what I needed to do, and I need low maintenance. So I'm back to the true style. You can't see definition because of the lighting. See? See the side? Yeah. Yeah. Back to what I had before. Oh well. So that's one of my shenanigans. I buckled under the pressure within 24 hours of landing. And you can say why you didn't like, why you were upset about it.
Yeah. My stomach.
Your stomach? No, not about that. Oh yeah, no, about the hair. Because you were going to tell them why you didn't want it to go.
Oh yeah, because I wanted her to have an afro because all these pictures. There's even a picture over on a mantle in this room of her with an afro.
Oh yeah, that's crazy, that picture. Afro, and then she was born. I was like, I gotta cut it off.
Why?
Because it was hot, or I don't remember. I just needed. I had a baby by myself.
I brought down the afro.
Yes, you did. Topple, crash, boom. That was you. Now she's like. Anyway, It's not like I won't go back to that place. Maybe I will. Who knows? Anyway, I had a birthday in April, 26th. Thanks for all who sent me, gifted me patterns and sent me well wishes. If you follow me on Instagram, which is the Artsy Knitter, at the Artsy Knitter, then you would see a lot of the posts that I had for that. I went to Vancouver. I had a sprained ankle, which is still healing, and that was April that I sprained it. And I saw a lot of things there, did a lot of creative stuff. And then I ran into, believe it or not, Juniper Grace, podcaster extraordinaire. Did not expect it at all. Like, I was leaving something, and we decided to pop into a gallery that happened to be across the street. Lo and behold, I walk in. There's this really tall girl with her mother. And I'm thinking, is that her? You know what? Don't stare. Because I hate when people stare. Like when they stare and they have no expression. Like, it's not like staring and maybe smiling, which probably would be creepy too. But anyway, I don't want to stare. So, girl, be creepy. Hold on, I'm going to talk as I do this. So I decided to like walk past her, and then she kind of saw me and was like, and I think she went on her phone and like checked to see if she was like, wait a minute, her face looks familiar. So the chances of running into each other like that was so cosmic, I guess you could call it. And I did not expect that at all. And it was so delightful. We didn't really have a chance to like get together. Maybe one day. I don't know.
One day in the future.
One day in the future. We'll see how that goes. But what else? Ooh. Shenanigans. It's a pretty long list of shenanigans. Little ramblings going on. So I was thinking, I'm not going to show this because it's a prototype. I'm still working on it. But you know what? There are bags out there. There's lots and lots of bags out there. There's bags like this out there. But this is not what mine's going to look like. It's a prototype sample that I've been working on with my mom. And I thought, oh my gosh. So we all know, if you've watched from episode 1, that I have a love for all things Japanese. And this is called the Japanese knotted bag. Japanese knot bag or something like that. Yeah. No, it's Japanese knot bag, not something like that. That is what it is. So I hand drew the pattern myself, and the lining is with my little shawl in there, which I'll talk about in the next episode, with pink lining, and my mom and I just stayed up and tried to figure out how to do it, how to make it work, to make it reversible. And this, I would say, is like medium or sock bag size because, well, there's a shawl in here, but it's not full size yet, so I'm going to test that out. I would call it medium. I have another bag that I've just redone the shaping of it, the freehand. We have brown craft paper downstairs, so I just designed it myself because, couldn't find a pattern, so. So that's the prototype for the Artsy bags, the Artsy Knitter bags, and I've already had one addicted project bag knitter put their hand out, me, and that would be Lydia from Oops. Yeah, I saw your post on Instagram. Oh my God, this girl has so many knitting bags, but don't worry, Lydia, I've got a bag with your name on it, you and Sarah, and Sarah, don't think I've forgotten about you. You know, I'm doing 2 of Lydia's shawls. Sarah must be like, what about my socks? What about my socks, yo? Don't worry, I'm doing the socks next. I already brought the yarn to cast on while I'm away. Anyway, so that was fun working on that bag. So let's go right into what we need to talk about. I'm going to take a little break from talking. How about that? Because I really want to do that more. And maybe Yuki can show you where she got that picture, that little Polaroid from, and her little review on the product itself. It was given on what, birthday party or something?
No, just sort of birthday. Yes, birthday. Well, I had a Insta Mini 8 by Fujifilm. My pink. I was going for either pink, blue, or white. The pink, and so it's really cool, and I got it for my birthday, and they come with film like this.
Instafilm?
Instafilm.
Is that what it says? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Mini. It's the Instant Film Mini, and there's like 10 sheets, 2 packs in here. Can you see that?
So
now?
20.
There we go.
20 pictures.
Fuji.
And then I have another one, and they're sort of like the regular one, but instead of the ink on top of the picture, it's inside. See how it's like has a little pockety sort of type thing, and do not try to shake it till it dries when it's inside, and it won't help. And I'll just make the ink go all weird. And it's just really cool. It takes batteries, helps with all the lights and stuff. So, yep.
I like it. It's really cute. I mean, it's a really small size Polaroid, not like the standard one that we're used to seeing, but that's okay. I think it's cute. Yeah. Anyway, so that's Yuki recommended as her little summer thing to do. Say cheese, everyone. what? No, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm spazzing. She's been spazzing for like 2 days. I've caught it, clearly. Anyway, so what the show is about for all the tiny babies is because of this pattern that I designed for a friend of mine. So I'll tell you how it all came about. So I'm at Knit Night at my local yarn store, and we meet. Oh, we can't talk about her name. I didn't say I would say her name.
Like,
Well, let's call her the iHeart lady. I don't know. No, let's not say anything at all. Let's not give any indication about it. I like to keep her privacy. So I'm at my local Knit Night, and I meet this girl, and I'm seeing her knitting these little things, and I'm like, what is that? It's tiny. I'm thinking, oh, she's practicing to knit sweaters, and so she's making ornaments or something. This thing is small, okay? And going forward, I ask her, oh, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, these are sweaters for premature babies who have passed away. Sometimes people call them angel babies. And it was a Tuesday, and my daughter was there, and she said it, and she's like, yeah, and the moms get these sweaters, and the babies get put in these sweaters and these hats and booties, and then they get photographed, and then
they sadly pass away.
Yeah, and they get to keep the sweaters and not. Sorry, the crimpling of the film is making noise. They can take it home and put it in a shadow box or frame it afterwards. And it's really a great, like a memento of their child.
When we say small, they're like 1 pound.
Yeah.
2, 3.
So I think under 2.5 pounds is called a micro preemie.
And then, but they still pass away.
Yeah. Sometimes a 1 pound baby can survive, but it depends on what's wrong with them. Anyway, so I now go to another day. I start crying. I had to go to the bathroom. She didn't even see me. I was like, I was really exceptionally emotional on that day, clearly. So I was like, I would love the pattern. I had been talking to Panda Loves Yarn from the Pandaville podcast about like what charity knitting we want to focus on. I've gone through some hard 2 years, and I'm like, you know what? Really and truly, when you're going through lots of stuff, you really need to focus your energy into giving to others, and extending yourself. And it does something to lighten your energy and your mood and lets you be less narcissistic, which is like self-focus. Oh, me, woe is me. Oh, happy me, everything me. So, I don't see myself as narcissistic, but I'm just saying in general, knitting for charity is something you can really get a lot of joy out of. So when I found out about this, I was like, oh my god, that's the thing, because we've been talking about it, and Panda and I are really into like babies. I do newborn photography, and congrats to Tim Can Knits. They have a new nephew called Eli. E-L-I would be Eli. Anyway, congrats to the new baby. I think he's only 5 days old, as we talk about babies. And so then the next day happens, and I'm with another friend who knows this woman, and I find out that these sweaters are being made because she lost her baby at 23 weeks gestation. So this pattern is dedicated to Phoenix. That was his name. He was born and lasted a few hours, and I think they gave her 2 blankets or 3 blankets, 2 sets of 2 booties, 2 hats, and 2 sweaters. And these were things that were knitted by other people, and I think that then when she looked at them and said, I would love to help with this knitting. And she's a new knitter as well. So just taking that on was amazing. And then they gave her this pattern, and I was like, she could barely understand it. She had to have somebody kind of translate it. And then that translation was kind of like, iffy. So I decided, you know, what if Yuki Baby wanted to read a pattern to make these sweaters? She is helping. Sometimes I get her to do a couple rows. Right now with her knitting, she's not always as consistently focused. But it's okay, 2 rows at a time. A project might take a year, but it's okay. But anyway, so I rewrote the pattern and added it row by row this time, because it only goes up to 8 rows and it's like continue on. I was like, oh, okay. So I put yarn suggestions, needle sizes, color, all this stuff. And I felt like that would make it easier for a new knitter to come along and join this. So I posted on Instagram, and a whole bunch of people, including Lydia from the Oloops podcast, or Faber by Design, also Oloops Yarns, jumped up and was like, I would love to knit some of these preemie sweaters and send them to you in the mail. And then maybe 5 other ladies did the same thing. The hashtag on Instagram or anywhere else should be I Heart Preemies. What is that? Yeah, hashtag. No, this way. Hashtag, I think. Anyway, hashtag for this is I Heart Preemie. I Heart Preemies. And the Artsy Knitter, I see you. NCUs. Sorry. NICU. NICU, basically. So. But the I Heart Preemies is a great one. Just put that hashtag. It's good for me. And so, anyway.
It's gonna be very... I can't wait to see your face when she finds out.
She did already.
She did.
Yeah, I was like keeping it as a secret for quite a while, and I started knitting them and like going to knit night, showing them to her, and then she's like found out about the pattern. She's like, oh my god, I can't believe you did this. And then she found me on Instagram and was like, oh my god, and then saw like the pattern, and then she finally signed up on Ravelry, and like she was like tears. She's like, I can't believe, like she's totally moved, guys. So all the people who are involved with knitting these sweaters, she knows now, and she is completely inspired. She's a new friend. Like I kind of only met her and spent time talking to her a little bit before I found out all about this, and now we like hang out every week. I really love this girl. She's got a really funny spirit, very great sense of humor, great style, very adventurous knitter, and I just want to adventurous knitter. This pump, yeah, celebration. But I just wanted to do this to encourage her, and then I want to continue on and knit other sides of preemie stuff, and so I made this pattern. This is not the I had to rename it and everything and put it up. The printer's not doing any of the color but blue and black, I guess. I have them in a Ziploc bag, so when people mail them to me, it's very important that they're done in a Ziploc bag. The group, there's a thread on my group that will have the address of the yarn store that you can mail to, or a couple people have my address that they're mailing this stuff to as well. But from now on, anybody else that wants to jump in on knitting these preemie sweaters at any point now or the next years to come, you will be able to send it to this yarn store and I will pick them up and deliver them. Or use this pattern to knit sweaters for your local NICU. That's the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. That's what it stands for. And I mean, just seeing it reminded me that I have my little one and she's 10, and you know, I'm grateful that she survived childbirth and being in the belly, and it's a very important time in a woman's life, and the heartbreak of it, like I kept crying, and that's when, I mean, as I found out more about it, I was just like, okay, I gotta stop crying about this. It's really, really sad. And, you know, he was born with his bones, some of his bones already broken, and I don't know the name of the thing that he has, but I can't pronounce it. But he wouldn't have, for him to survive childbirth means he is a fighter. He was a tough boy, like a tough, like little warrior. And I think because of that, I'm all about like I think our local emblem, our little crest, it says warrior. I made like a bronze medallion, and it says warrior. It's actually on the dresser in the bedroom,
Really?
right at the top of the dresser. Do you want to grab it and then we can show it? You can carefully walk through without knocking over the table.
So it's on the dresser? It's
on the top of the dresser. It's a big bronze metal thing. And that alone makes me think of him, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this pattern for him. So it's not meant to, the items from this pattern are not to be sold. This pattern is supplied on the conditions that items made from it are given to the NICU and various premature and baby loss charities. It helps families in their most stressing time, and I thank you for honoring this request. It's at the top
of the dresser with the hair stuff.
Yeah, at the very top of the dresser. There's only one dresser, baby. So I wrote that on the bottom of my thing, and I just want you guys to see if you can honor that. That would be really great. So I'll talk about what makes the... Oh, yeah.
I only saw that side. I didn't know it
doesn't matter. It was a bronze. It's okay.
Okay.
And so I did this for my art class, making a medallion for your family. What would it look like? So I did this part that looks like I made like an eye with like lots of makeup and elaborate design. And then it also looks like a bird in flight. It looks that looks like a beak, and then feathers and stuff. And then this made it also look like an eye. That dual kind of thing. The makeup and the eye is about fashion, and this thing is heavy. I'm like, and then when you flip it over, it's supposed to have a word that represents you, and mine says warrior.
When did you take this class?
This was like you were 18 months.
Oh.
It's for grown up though. It's an adult.
I thought it was like sometime now. I was like, I want to take this course.
So we're just gonna talk. Let me talk quickly about some of the things that need to be dealt with in this. So in this sweater, what I'm gonna do is make another change. The sweater has been downloaded 280 times, and the hat that matches 118. So obviously you guys are like getting in there. That's awesome. I'd love to see your project pages. Please start a project page or put a picture of something you've made from the pattern in our group, or post on Instagram with the hashtag. It would be very encouraging for her to be able to click on those and see them. I think Lydia has done a hashtag on Instagram so far. But anybody else, and Chi Sweets. Chi Sweets. I'm going to, the yarn overs we're creating, so I'll show you what this sweater looks like. The yarn overs, let me see if I have one with the yarn over. Was creating like a lot of open space here where the raglan, it's a raglan top down. And so you can still do the yarn over, so I'm going to put an alternative section for another page for the pattern so that people can choose their increase. So that's the first thing I'm going to tell you now. So you can see the yarn overs, right there. See how open that looks?
Is it bad?
It's not bad. It's just,
better to make it close.
Yeah, just because I think it's snugger. And so this one, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on this one. Let's see if you can see it on the blue one. I love this color. It's like a periwinkle, purple and blue. Oh, that has the knit front to back.
It's a beautiful color.
Yeah. And so that I'm gonna suggest, that was suggested. So for the yarn over increases, I was suggested that you can do, when you're going back on the purl side, to twist the yarn over so that it closes up.
Or closer.
Tighter, I think.
Tighter.
I should try it so I can see what it looks like. Or you can do the increase of knit into the front and knit into the back before the stitches come off. instead. But how that would change it is, for example, one of the first things I need to change in here is that the first row 5, I'm going to put it so that it says place marker. So that's one of the changes that I need to add. But with the knit front to back, it would say, for example, knit 7, yarn over, slip marker, knit 1, slip marker, right? Instead, it'll probably say knit front to back, knit front and back, knit 5, and then knit front and back. And that would be a total of 7 or something like that. Like in a sense, you get what I'm saying? Like the numbers are going to change in here for that increase. So I have to do that on an alternate page so that you have it as a choice.
You should make like a choice page. It's like if you want to do this, you can twirl the things and the yeah.
You want to show that?
Front and back.
Mm-hmm. I'm also taking out the buttonholes, and here's why. The pattern came with buttonholes. If you can see the gradient on that, it's a sock yarn. It's so cute. I think it's
It's not that bright though.
It's the Schuler Stalfomitia Socka Radia color. So long. It's on the pattern, the yarns that I suggest. And I'm going to go over a few more. But I'm going to take out the buttonhole out of the pattern because you can get the either metal or plastic, little tiny, tiny, tiny snaps like what you put on baby sweaters or clothes, and put snaps and close it up, and then you want to hold up this package so that it's, I don't want it to come off, so hold it where you can see. Or you can put a, like once you put the 3 snaps to close the sweater, you can put like a button like those, like
over
a fancy
it.
button like that. Can you see that? See how fancy that is?
Fancy.
There's white ones, there's silver ones. You can put a bunny. Hers had a bunny on it. That makes it really great. And clean. And because the buttonhole placement was like wonky and weird. And so I'm going to make those changes. I'm going to do the increase suggestions, the placing of the markers, which I'll show you here. I have like the ones for the, I find it easier to remember the 3 stitches you need for the band, and then the front, sleeve, back, sleeve, front. And then when it's time for the sleeves to be done and you have 24 stitches, you literally knit across, get to the sleeve, and then start knitting back and forth flat for the sleeve. Or, another suggestion I want to let you guys know is that you can knit the sleeve in the round by using another needle the same size or DPNs. I don't think that it really doesn't change anything because you have to stitch up. The way it is now, you have to stitch up the sleeves, right? So you knit all the way like 8 rows and then 4 rows of ribbing, and then you literally break the yarn and then rejoin and do across the back to the next sleeve, and then do that sleeve up flat, and then break the yarn and then continue, and then you do the whole body and join under the arm together. I made some adjustments like knitting 2 together under the armpit to make it really secure. Those things I kind of added to the pattern. But if you have any other suggestions on how the pattern could be more efficient, please let me know. Keep in mind that I've written it in a way that and I'm still going to make some adjustments to it for it to be as easy for a new knitter to read and understand and not make assumptions while I'm writing it. Like, oh, it's kind of understood kind of thing. Sometimes that happens in patterns. I didn't want that to be the situation. So this is one of the yarns, baby yarns that I found that is, you want to show how speckled and cute that is? It comes in white and blue. It's called Avant-Garde, Adriafil Avant-Garde. The information is written, you don't see it as much as you could, but it's baby blue with like lots of like yellow, peach, and green speckles.
And
So
another type of blue as well.
Yeah.
In it.
And this is the white version. You can see the speckle, and it's on the pattern as well. This was a sock yarn, and the reason why I don't want to just use Regia, which is like a plain white one that I have. Regia, my first Regia is the yarn that I first started to do them in. The sock yarn has more yardage, and that's why I went ahead to give more suggestions of yarn that you can use. Stay away from yellows, because yellows, a lot of babies are born with like a little bit of a yellowing to the skin, and so yellow projects make them look more yellow, so avoid that. You know, don't avoid bold colors. I mean, they request white, blue, and pink, right? Maybe lavender. But you can do like I did here with this bold color like that, or red. What happens if you have a darker baby, or a baby that has a little bit, you know, the parent wants it to be a rich color. So I think that that's also possible. But to be safe, pick white and lavender.
If you want to be safe.
Right.
If you want to have like other babies, you might think, oh, what if a baby looked like they needed pop?
What?
Some babies just need some things to make, I don't know.
Huh? Say that again.
It's just like, some babies seem like, oh, this is their color, that's their color.
Oh, right. So it's not every baby is like, oh, I wear only pastels. Like, they maybe want a nice, rich, you know, mocha or something.
Yeah, what's mocha?
Like a brown. Something like that. The other yarn that I found that I like, I just found today, so a little stash and handsome here, is, you want to show it? It's
so
loops
soft.
and thread. It's called Wool Like. So it's acrylic, 85% acrylic, 15% nylon. It's super soft. It's 678 yards. And so you're going to get a lot of yardage. So there's blue, there's lavender. We also had like a smoky pink, like a brown and pink. But acrylic is great because the hospital is going to wash them. So any yarn that's superwash merino yarn that has 40, the number 40 on the number 40 on where it says you can wash it, like 40 degrees. I think that's pretty, or whatever the temperature of that is. It'll be hot. It can take the heat. And I am looking for any acrylic yarn that says super fine number 1. So number 3, don't use worsted. It's too big. If you can see, I'm going to show you the beanie hat. I also did a hat done with a twisted rib stitch. This is the actual size of the preemies head.
Some might maybe a little
Sorry
bit
for the naked
bigger.
babies. No, the naked babies. See how, like, these look at my hand, guys. This baby is so tiny.
But some of them
No, not the 1 pound babies. We're talking about, those are other preemies. But, like, yeah. And then I'm redoing the bonnet, which splits here in the back. So that it makes it easier to fit. So it's like a little bonnet. So it's not like the beanies or toques we call in Canada. But I measured this against, it has a little hole at the back. Bless you. I measured it against hers that she got. It was perfect sizing, as well as how tiny this sweater is. See, like
tiny.
Like, I'm trying to give you size references. Like, my hand is really long, but let me show you little one's hand.
Wow.
Like, I'll turn it sideways so you can see. It's the length of my 10-year-old's hand.
And some of them are like, these might be loose on the babies. It's like, that shows how small they are.
Yeah. So, the hat as well is the pattern I did, and it's a one-pager. I think I did put in here that when you're decreasing, you decrease with the knitting into the back loop, so that it creates a kind of, let me see if I can show it to you on a bigger. it creates a kind of really defined ribbing. Let me see here. See that? Knitting into the back loop. It's great. So, yeah, the patterns that I design going forward will all have a part of the proceeds from that pattern will go to the donation of yarn. Like I got a little donation from my mom today to buy these yarns. Well, what's the bear? She's like other co-host. She's sitting there all by herself.
No, she's reading the books.
Oh, we're gonna talk about those books in Yuki's Bookworm Corner. So we do have our bow tie on the show today. She just didn't make an appearance until just now. Still a little bit.
Actually, I was rocking her.
You were?
Yes.
How did I miss that? When?
She is very slick.
Oh gosh. Anyway, so I think that's pretty much most of the things I wanted to talk about with the yarns. So the new yarn that I'm recommending is the Loop and Threads Wool-like. It's super soft. I think it's great. It doesn't have as big a range of color. Maybe at Michael's that we went to, you can get it at Michael's. But maybe looking online and see if you can get any other range of colors. But it has the basics: white, cream, the colors we just showed you, like the purple and the blue and the pink. So I'm basically making the hats to match the sweaters, the cardigans, and the booties are not coming out. I'm going to redo those. I don't know how, look at this hat. I'm putting it on 2 fingers.
And that's a little stretched, actually.
No, the other one that's on the baby's head was stretched. So moving through, I'm keeping them in Ziploc bags, or I have them in this, but when you mail them, put them in a Ziploc bag. So, write me on Ravelry, let me know. You can also, if you're not on Ravelry, you can send me a comment, put a comment in this video below, just here, after, just telling me, oh, I want to join in and send you a sweater or 2, and I'd like to download or get the pattern emailed to me so that I could knit these on a regular basis for my hospital, my local hospital. I'm more than happy to send the pattern to you. It's a free pattern. And yeah, and I think I even have the link on the blog. The ArtsyKnitter at wordpress.com is our blog, because we haven't done our new website yet.
And today she has her special bow tie on.
Yeah.
She tried to stay happy because she was crying about the situation. Very sad.
And we are 44 minutes into the show, and we have not talked about your books. So you want to jump into that while I get the last 2 pieces that we're going to talk about today.
Over in Yuki's Bookworm Corner. Approved books.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, upside down. They're both upside down. Okay. These 2 books that I just got. There is, how do you say this?
Courtney Crummin?
Courtney Crummin, Volume 1. Oh, and this book is by Ted Nefe?
Nefe. There'll be a link in the show notes. I don't do a lot of show notes anymore, but I will for this episode.
And Amulet. And there's other Amulet books that I've also read. The second one, and it's by Kazu Kabishi. I think so, and it's amazing. Stonekeeper. So, Amulet, the Stonekeeper, and then the other ones. So, I've only read 1 and 2.
So what I did was, about the first to take, and she read it through so fast. So I have a new Kobo, which I think I've shown before. I'm going to put this pattern out. I made a little cozy for it. And it's really cute and convenient to just hold in my hands, and I can even walk and read, guys. I read on the subway. But the app is also on the iPad. And then what I did was, I got her the book. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, slow down. Hold on. See, I got her the book on the iPad for her to read the second book. And like book 4 and all that will be also downloaded here. And I thought that made really great sense. I got some coupon codes and things like that I found online. And she was really excited about getting this book itself. So, oh, is this because you finished it?
No, I'm trying to get to the front to show them.
I know. That's why I'm like, wait, hold on. They've seen the cover of that one though.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And it's just, I love this amulet book. I also love this Crummin. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they both have a series of 7, I think, in this book. So, you can get it through Amazon. I'll put an Amazon link if you have a Kindle, and get it on Kindle as well. And it comes out much cheaper than getting the physical book, because sometimes they add up and they go through them so fast. But those are 2 books. What are the other 2 series that we don't have here today that you really, really, really love that you recommend?
They were what was it? All right. I'm thinking of another book.
Co-host is slacking.
I'm thinking of another book. The Smile Sisters and Drama series and the Babysitters Club series by Rihanna Thunberg. They're all of those are by Rihanna Thunberg.
All of those are by Rihanna Thunberg. Yeah. So that's Yuki Baby's Bookworm Corner when she recommends those books. And so sometimes when she's on the show, she'll tell you about some books that she really likes. Okay? Great. Want some tea? Yeah, I wish I had tea. Anyway, so we're here and there's going to be there's not enough in there. Party on Saturday, and these, I need to show you them right now. That's why we're recording today, and then we'll record again next week or week after or something like that. A lot more episodes this month. And they're going to go away and you won't be able to see them up close. So here's the pattern. It's called the Boink by Susan Caldino. Both toys are by Susan Caldino, and this is my version. Now I haven't done the nose, and then the ears need to be attached. So what I did was take Rowan Pure Worsted and I held 2 together, which obviously makes the size much bigger, so this is not true to the size of the pattern. Because I wanted this speckled kind of variation look. And then I just used the face on solid and then the ears on solid. And I actually might put a gray fabric on the inside to kind of tone down all that pink. So I just finished one ear. I have one ear left that I have to finish tonight. And then her baby brother is going to get the wild thing, which I've shown before on the show.
Which is cute, not scary.
No, he's super cute. I used Madeline Tosh for the pajamas. I just need to put a button on the butt flap, which is so cute. He sits really, let me see, he sits really well because his bum is like flat like that. I feel like they could have easily even put like a bean bag and made it even sittier. But the only thing that's really fiddly is doing the toes. These are both paid patterns. And the toes, the horns, and the fingers. But you know what? Do them all at once. Put them on a waste yarn or on a spare needle, preferably a needle. It's easier to get up. And get those finicky parts done, and then you will really enjoy this. We're going to make another one for a mascot for our house. We got the eyes from 6060 Etsy, I think. 6060 Eyes, maybe? 6060 Eyes Etsy. We have like the little bag, but I bet you it doesn't have her name on it. Yeah, because with this one, we had to do a larger size and a smaller size. So I had to wait. But those 2 toys will be gone for the birthday. So I was like, let me just show you now while we get a chance. And I'll show you what the Wild Thing pattern looks like. And we were going to get the book as well, but there's a chance he may already have it. So there. Glare. There we go. And there's the book behind him. And you can do a naked one or one with pajamas. But it was such a delight. Like, I really enjoyed knitting this this stuffy, and the woman that I'm making the preemie sweaters for, bless you, she just finished making her first one, and she's super excited. She was making 2 for a couple, and now she's like thinking, I need to make 3. I need to make 1 for myself. But it's the first thing that she's really knitted that I can think of that's besides her preemie sweaters, because that's all she's been knitting on. I think she's only been knitting like 6 months or something. Yeah. But I think that's everything that we've talked about today that we wanted to talk about. We wanted you to see what the sweaters look like and some of the changes that we're making and stuff. Let me see if I can put one of these sweaters on this doll that it should not be naked in the first place. And actually, when she got her sweater for Phoenix, it was a little bit big. Maybe not this big, but this is to show you how tiny this sweater is. We're pretty sure that this is the right size. She's taken in a few, but next time we do a drop off in August, first week of August, I will take lots of pictures or even video of us going in to drop them off, and without her on camera. And you'll be able to see the delivery of these gorgeous sweaters. And then I'm going to expand knitting them for the preemies and the micro preemies, and then just regular premature babies who are in the hospital. So it's really important. It's really important to knit this with fingering weight and sock yarn because of the sizing and what I've done with the pattern. And worsted, there will be a blanket pattern put out soon. That's what you can use the worsted weight yarn with. If you make this pattern following exactly the numbers with worsted weight, it'll be for a bigger preemie, really. And that's okay. I think it'll still get used, I think.
And I was just thought, one question we should ask the hospital is, will they take little keychains for the moms? Like, for example, we can make like keychains like "Be strong," like "You're a warrior," stuff like that, and give it to the hospital. And after like the photos are taken, they give them this little keychain.
That's an idea.
We should ask them.
Are you gonna be doing that?
Yes.
You heard it here, folks. Anyway, it's 53 minutes. The show needs to take a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us on the episode today. We have so much more shenanigans going on. If you're on Instagram, you'll see that I've been sewing in 1957. My mom has been sewing a 1957 Vogue pattern. So maybe what we'll do is it'll be finished and we'll wear it for the show.
And altering.
Huh?
1957 Vogue patterns. Altering it for yours truly.
Oh, well, we're using a different pattern but the same aesthetic, because it was really hard to try and figure out how to draft that pattern down to your size. So we found the same aesthetic, so we're going to have matching dresses, but in alternate colors. And I don't care if that's cheesy. So that's everything. Thank you for joining us. I will see you again. I'm going to do my best to record a lot more, because between here and wherever, places we're going, we will have laptops and cameras and such to record, and I'm going to try and record as much and edit as much stuff ahead of time as possible, so that between now and August you will have some episodes to watch. Please come on the threads. I'm going to be closing out some of those knit-alongs. Maybe not, because really they're meant to go all year round. But I'm going to do some prize drawings soon. And just get better at my administration, because I hate mailing things with a passion. But I'm really going to conquer that. And one person in particular is supposed to get a bag. And I could not send the bag I have because I tried 3 different places. I ordered the cords and the closure for the bag, and they didn't fit, and it frustrated me so much. So I'm going to maybe send you know who you are, one of my new prototypes, and apologize profusely. She's been very active in the group.
I'm sorry. We're sorry.
I'm hoping that maybe one of our viewers too, who had offered previously to be like a moderator in the group. If there's anybody else that wants to moderate and help out with keeping active and really connecting with people in the group, let me know. I really want to keep the podcast going, but I also am going to need help. So I think if I start delegating and being realistic about that, that would be helpful. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Bye for my little Mrs. Bickery Bear.
Bye.
Bye. And our half done boink or bonk. Bonk.
And
No, naked
no.
baby. Oh my god. Naked doll. It's so weird. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, guys. See ya.